So this is the lab video for week 4, lab 2. In this lab, we were given a network map, specifically this guy right here, to analyze, and we then had a few questions to go through and answer regarding the network map. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first part we had was in regards to a NetFlow exporter. This could be a firewall, for example, and in the network map there were two that I thought were well placed. So what the NetFlow exporter would do is it will analyze packets and then export records to be analyzed by the end user, for example. Or not the end user, the security analyst. In this particular network map, we had two firewalls. We had the first one between the internet and the web proxy, and the second one in between the layer 3 switch and the DMZ, or demilitarized zone. Firewall 1 is going to be blocking any malicious traffic that comes through the network from the internet, or tries to come through the network from the internet. It will block it, and then it will also throw an alert. And Firewall 2 will do the same with the DMZ, any traffic coming from the DMZ, as it is essentially the organization's exposed outward-facing services. And then the next part dealt with logging, specifically with seam logs and packet captures. So there's a couple of different areas within the network map that I feel logging would be very valuable. First, again, firewalls. You can log any security alerts and any other security relevant information that comes across the firewall or passes through the firewall. Secondly, you have the different department subnets for your different organization departments. Again, very valuable information can be logged here regarding the end user machines, such as if there's unauthorized file creation, if someone's floating around in the machine creating files, that could be an issue. File deletion as well. Command execution could log and see if there's, for example, any SQL injection or any of those types of attacks going on the end user's machine. Next, we can do logging on the routers, and this is simply to just track any specific network traffic on the network. In terms of a full packet capture, I would have to say that your routers are going to be, again, your best place for this. Again, just to monitor the network for any specific or suspicious or malicious traffic or activities that are taking place here. And then in terms of implementing any new services into your network or into your organization, I just listed a few, starting with antivirus, and if it's not implemented already, it's kind of a must-have in today's cyber world. Next, you have some sort of email security software. I know Mimecast is a good one. Essentially blocking any spam that comes in, or giving you the ability to track any email that comes to or from your end users. Can kind of mitigate some of the phishing emails that come in. You could potentially change or update firewall policies to better suit the network. If something changes in your network, more than likely you're going to have to change up the policy as well to ensure that your firewalls are doing their job. Next, you want to segment or separate the network out. We kind of saw that with the different departments, but you also want to segment the network out for and have a separate network for end users' personal devices. So whether that's cell phones, personal cell phones that they bring from home, or personal tablets, iPads, etc. So just to ensure that they're not signing on to the organization's network, the main network, and who knows what's on those devices. And then another one I just wanted to throw in is awareness training, security awareness training. For your end users, I know Mimecast offers this. I know KnowBe4 is the big one that offers this. Your end users are your last line of defense in terms of a phishing email or a link or a bad attachment. So you want to increase the security awareness knowledge of your end users, and this can be done through training, whether that's phishing assessments and then the training afterwards, whether it's just the phishing assessments. I believe that is an important part, important security part that every organization should have. So why budget for security? There's a couple different reasons. The main one is that it can save your organization tons of money, time, your data, and your organization's reputation. If your organization gets breached, your customers might have a big problem with the way that you're operating and the way you're with your security policies and procedures, and they might search out, or they might search elsewhere for conducting this business. You can minimize organizational risk with security budgeting. If you have the different security best practices in place, you can certainly minimize the risk of a breach happening, although you can never 100% prevent it. It's just not possible. Email security software would be a great implementation and a great thing to budget for. Mainly because in today's world, phishing is one of the most common and probably one of the most easiest types of attacks to carry out. And again, just touching on the awareness training stuff, as mentioned before, you want to strengthen all of your employees or associates' security knowledge. And again, they are a defense. Whether a lot of people kind of overlook that. They say, oh, a firewall is a defense, an IDS is a defense. But your employees are the last line of defense. If they click on that phishing email, then the hacker can get into that machine, can laterally move through the system, and can then have the potential to gain admin access and cripple your network. So that is about it for week 4, Lab 2.